first step after like my setting spray, I'm gonna go in with the Evermatte Poreless Primer, and this stuff is amazing. Okay, is I just kind of rub it on my my fingertips, warm it up a little bit, and then this is really important. You want to press on the skin. And I've had a couple people actually, thank you, listen to me and purchase this, and you say that it crumbles, and that is because you're supposed to press it into the skin, and that's really important. I remember the first time I used it, I was like, I mean, I didn't believe in primers at the time, and it caught my attention, and I'm like, cool, like, you know, it's supposed to control oil. I was really excited. And then it did that, and I was like, what kind of shit is this? And then I was working at Sephora at the time, so I saw they have these daily doses, so every day you kind of get like or every shift you watch something about a product or anything, and that way you're really educated, which is something that I think is so awesome that Sephora does. So when I watched the daily dose for the Becca, the rep or the person doing the video mentioned that you're supposed to pat it, and I was like, okay, nobody told me that. Guys, this is bothering me. I look like freaking Cantinflas with just like pink right here. So that primer's synced in. You will feel your skin tighten. It kind of feels like I got a facelift, and it feels really tight. For concealer, I like the NYX HD concealer. I've mentioned this before. I used to use the MAC Pro Longwear, and I still have it. I feel like I should just finish it, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm taking a beauty blender and I'm just blending that out. I'm not big on like under eye highlighting or anything like that. I don't know. I'm not big onto highlighting. Whoa there. I'm not big on highlighting at all. Guys, this, I can't. Why is my skin so irritated though? Oh my god, this is in HD, isn't it? I'm sorry guys. I should apologize in the beginning, huh? Okay. So once I have my under eye concealer, I'm gonna go in with my foundation, and the one that I adore is the Becca Evermatte foundation, and I've already talked about this. I know you guys are probably so over it. When my face is like freshly smoothed and hairless, I like to mix the Kat Von D Tattoo Lock-It foundation and the Becca. I feel like I get the bombest finish. So just gonna mix that. Excuse my butthole ears. I don't have my plugs in right now. I was at work, and okay, I was wearing an ugly outfit. I know I was. When I left my house, I'm like, this doesn't feel right. But I was running late. I had to be at work at 10. I work in Pasadena, so that's maybe 40 minutes from my house. I was supposed to be there at 10. I left my house at 9:38, and I made it there at 10:04. Like, almost died, but I made it. So I was like, okay, and you can't change your outfit. Like, even if you want to, there's just, no, you can't. And so I'm like, oh my god, like, I don't want to wear this. And then I have this little bolero, or like this little jacket thing in the car, and I'm like, okay, I'll throw it on top, you know, and so I'm wearing this black romper. It's all lace in the front. It has like gold belt detail. It has like shoulder pads, and it's like kind of sleeveless, like cuts like kind of like a muscle shirt, but it has shoulder pads. And then my bolero has shoulder pads, and it has like gold detailing here. And then my plugs that I decided to wear today are like chandelier gold black plugs. And my coworker Noelle, shout out Noelle, you bitch, she's like, why are you dressed like an old lady today? I have no answer, guys. Okay, so I'm actually going back in with my beauty blender, and just making sure this foundation is really welly blended. Really, it's blended well. And then two, I feel like the Beauty Blender picks up any excess that I don't want and or need, and that's why the Beauty Blender is our friend. So a lot of you are like, it wastes a lot of product, blah blah blah. This is true, but it's all like the product has already been pumped out. It's already been wasted, whether it's, you know, so you might as well get it off your skin and not have it just lay there and cake up. So you can still see the irritatedness of my Cantinflas mustache. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do about that. Like, my skin is actually not picking up foundation there, so maybe I should have done that yesterday. Maybe I could have been hairy for another day. So I let my foundation sit for like about 2 minutes, and that's really key if you want your foundation to last a long time, and if you don't want it to separate, and if you don't want it to cake up right with your powder. You really want to let your foundation dry as much as you can before you put your powder. I don't do this all the time, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I would rather sleep an extra 3 minutes, not really sleep, but I would rather lay there for another 3 minutes and then do my foundation and put the powder up on top and not give a fuck. So but if you have the time, if you know, if it's important for you, you're going out, let the foundation sit. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the Becca blotting powder. I love that stuff. It is a setting powder, or blotting powder I should say, and I feel like it does help control my oil. I'm using my Beauty Blender. I hit pan so you can see like the little hole. I'm using my Beauty Blender and I'm just gonna pat the powder. You can use a brush. I don't really think it matters. My tool of choice is a Beauty Blender. So I prefer a Beauty Blender because to set my foundation, I like to pat in my powder. I feel like I don't really get to do that with a brush. With the brush, I kind of just have to sweep the powder. So I prefer to pat. Pat your weave, ladies. Like I mentioned in other videos with eyeshadow, when you want a lot of pigment, pat. You want a lot of coverage, pat. I'm just gonna contour, and this is the Chocolate Soleil bronzer by Too Faced. I go between this one and the Shade and Light by Kat Von D. Both of them are really good at lasting on my skin. That double chin, girl, that double chin. For my nose, I am big on nose contouring. Guys, I hate my nose. Fun fact. I hate this fucker. Like, I think it's because my mom, she'll always be like, "Oosh, Annie, you have your dad's nose." And so I'm just naturally like, sorry. It's like right in the center of my face, which I can't do nothing. Cool. So now I'm gonna go with one of my favorite blushes, and this is Coral Cove by Milani. And I'm gonna go in with my Beauty Blender again, and I'm just gonna kind of roll that in there. You can see the pink, and then I'm just gonna pat that. And I feel like that gives me the softest blush, unless I like go ham, you know, which I want to do a lot of the time, but today we're not. Not only is my skin ridiculously oily, but I sweat like a motherfucker. If I get the slightest bit of anxiousness, nervousness, I will start sweating. So I sweat for like everything. If I get anxious, that's it. So my makeup doesn't last. I have brush hairs on my face, so my makeup won't last as long. But I promise you, if you are just oily, really oily, but you're just oily, you don't suffer from fucking Niagara Falls on your face, I'm so sorry, it's so gross. So this will make it. This is key if you're oily, I promise you. Lastly, I'm just gonna seal everything back in, and I'm just gonna go with the same thing that I used in the beginning, and this is the Scandinavia Bridal Spray. Look. And yeah, so that's my foundation routine. And honestly, I'm gonna say right now, I don't have lipstick, I look so funny. So I'm just gonna say right now, I do believe and I do swear that this is the best foundation routine for oily skin. I've tried a lot. It's been a long road, It's been a lot of years since I started with this, and I will say that this is the best foundation for oily skin. Can you dry? You fucking spray.